Thank you so much for listening to Roll for Focus. Don't forget to rate and review us wherever you listen. And if you want to support us more, you can subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/rollforfocuspodcast. Or if you can't afford to subscribe to us full time but still want to help, you can go to our Ko-fi and make a one-time donation. Enjoy the episode! Happy Pride from the Roll for Focus crew. In honor of Pride, at the end of the month, we'll be donating half of all the profits we make and any extra donations y'all want to give to the Transgender Education Network of Texas. Being Texas-based ourselves, we wanted to try and do what we could to help our neighbors. TENT is the largest BIPOC, trans-led, trans-focused policy, education, and advocacy organization in Texas. And they have worked to help file over 145 proactive bills to enrich Texan lives and provide the community with food, safe spaces, workshops, and counseling support. So if you've been thinking about getting some of our dope merch or thinking about joining our Patreon, there's no better time than now. Or if you just want to donate to us on Ko-fi. Check out TENT at transtexas.org and have a happy Pride.
Hello and welcome to Roll for Focus. With me, I have
Mars, pronouns he, they. I'll be playing our ever-changing fighter, Rokain.
Cody, pronouns she, they. I'm playing our lovely single dad, Leon and Ygin, pronouns he, him.
Artemis, pronouns they, them. I'm playing Xelas, the tiefling sorcerer, pronouns he, him.
Emily, pronouns.
We're back to pronoun they, them.
Pronouns they, them. And I play everyone else in the world. And I can't even be like, and mainly right now, because there's so many mainly right now.
Mainly Lexori and Raiden and Monkek and Harlan and Artie and soon Chandra and Nickel and Dime and the Flump.
Yeah.
And I'm not listing all their pronouns. I listed them when they were introduced. Go listen to the last episode.
Please.
Which again, why
you
are you?
You should have already listened to that.
But we know people like to skip around.
Yeah, based on our metrics. It's weird.
On YouTube, episode 1 and 2 have 1 lesson, 3 and 4 have 0 lessons, and then 5 has like 7.
Okay.
Yep.
Guys, come on.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
We're playing a game in order. I don't know.
No,
if the
I'm
listeners-
talking to them like, hey, sit down. Think about your life. Okay? Anyway, last time, the group finally got to Abruptly. Rokain had some urgent news to share, but realized that he might have to put that on the side, so simply gave Ygin the map, which he was very confused about. Once in Abruptly, immediately Ygin went to Artie's side. It was discovered that while she was infected and that was quickly taken care of, she was still affected by a sort of lycanthropy. That is when it was discovered that they were dealing with an ichorthrope. Someone who already had lycanthropy, infected with the ichor, and made obscenely powerful, and had the thrall abilities of a vampire. You know, just the best part of that little nugget. And was slowly going town to town, turning people and taking it over, and either killing or turning and then moving on to the next small farming village in Abruptly. And given that Abruptly is full of farming villages, there is very little in the way of defense. The entire group all sat around as our descendants filled in what they knew about the ichor, what they could share, the theories and whatnot going around, how this group of well-learned adventurers could help in the future, when it was suddenly clicked that Chandra may not be just scouting ahead, as she said, as she is a person with much pride, and given the absolute defeat that was suffered, she might be feeling a little butthurt, to say the least.
In layman's terms.
In layman's terms. Yeah. And while Raiden tried to say that this is what she said, and surely she wouldn't do something, Ygin simply said, but we know Chandra. And that is where we pick up.
I think with Ygin, there's just like this immediate anger. It's something he's been trained at this point. It's kind of pushed down, but there's a clench to his jaw. There's a furrow in his brow. But of fucking course, Chandra decided to go after this thing alone, even after the damage it dealt to Artie, to her team, and knowing full well that help was coming. Of course, her pride and her bullshit got in her way to make her go first. So there is just that immediate anger in him. But he lets out a heavy breath. Goes, all right. Then our plan needs to be, I still need to contact Caxus, let him know we're here, see if he has a remove curse scroll, and then apparently we need to get our things together and go after Chandra.
Raiden goes, she's can be important, but she's smart. If all of us couldn't take it, she wouldn't go after. I know she's prideful, but she's not, and everyone's kind of like...
Everyone's just kind of staring at him loudly. Yeah.
Like, Longhead goes, she is intelligent, she is, but we know she takes such things personally, and this wasn't simply a defeat. Which, yes, Raiden, she has taken in stride before and not done something stupid. This was more than a defeat. As far as she knows, Artie is on death's door.
It's revenge, almost.
It's settling a score of some sort, yes. And she will frame it as she was doing what she could to take it out so no one else would get hurt.
Well, what do you mean, frame it, said Raiden. That would be what she's doing, if this is what she's doing. Like, Sori just kind of gives you a look, and like, again, Raiden admires Chandra. Always had. It's why Chandra likes him so much.
And it's why Raiden hates Ygin.
Yeah.
He just sighs because he does not want to get into it right now. Again, he's had 11 years of just pushing it down at this point.
I do think that the one thing that makes it maybe not as angry as you would usually get with Raiden, he's not being like, you're stupid, you don't know, how dare you. He is genuinely confused. This is someone who thinks they know Chandra at the root, and he does, but he doesn't.
He has rose-tinted glasses when it comes to
He has rose-tinted glasses. So it's not aggressive like he might be. He's been weirdly non-aggressive to you this whole time.
Which is weirder, but yeah.
But, which is probably just him being humbled by the Artie thing, by, because he does care about his team. So that maybe doesn't make Ygin as mad as he might be.
It's more, he's still mostly just mad at Chandra right now. And he just doesn't want to get into it right now. Because again, he's had years of pushing his real feelings down and not getting into it. Yeah. Because he's never said an ill word about Chandra, because there's always that risk of that's when Zara will pop up and hear him. And he never wants his daughter to hear him talking bad about her mother. But he's been away for a long time at this point.
And what are the odds Zara's gonna pop up in a Briu?
Yeah, he's not at risk of the children overhearing him saying something negative about her.
Xelas' eyes are just kind of ping-ponging back.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
Ooh, I feel the tension here.
And then Sori is like, it's better to at least go check. Shouldn't we give her the benefit of the doubt? Raiden, we're not saying what, but shouldn't we? And then everyone stops speaking as Herlin goes, Ygin is right. Even if she's not fighting on her own, she's doing something stupid. And people just kind of look kind of shocked at them because, one, they spoke, and not just a single sentence. And two, it's one thing to say, oh, Chandra's impulsive, oh, Chandra's...
It's not often that they call their leader stupid.
Yeah. She is lately doing something foolish. If not monumentally stupid. So we should at least go give her support if she's going to get us in this situation anyway.
Best case scenario, we meet her when she's coming back from her scouting.
Kind of nods and goes, though we should not rush in. We should be quick, but not rush in ill-prepared.
No, yes. That's why I said I'm still going to reach out to Caxus. We're going to take our time to get supplies we need together.
I mean, doesn't one of you have sending? Can't you just kind of contact her now and see what's going on? And
Like,
give her an
Sori
update?
raises a hand and goes, I do? Chandra has items that make such a thing difficult.
Why?
How does that help?
It's a mix of non-detection, which she always keeps up, and she can reject or accept a sending before it goes through, and if she's in a certain mood, she may reject one from me.
Okay, well, send it anyways.
Well, yes, I'm just warning you, it may not do any good.
Okay, how
Kind of looks at you, Ygin, like, what the fuck is with this kid?
And Egan's just like, yeah, there's just a look of, yeah, I know. It's the facial conversations they have about the literal children. Yes.
okay, so while you're contacting Caxus, you can try Chandra?
Yes.
Okay, so go?
Kind of gives a less
Oh my-
offended look.
Gives the thank you look to Zealous.
Like a little more like, okay, this one. Mostly it's the disrespect from this one,
No,
from
yeah.
Rokain. Because she's like, I have done nothing to earn this, Aya.
Yeah, Zealous isn't trying to be disrespectful. He's just like, yes, we're saying we're going to do this.
Yeah.
Go do it.
To Rokain's defense, he didn't mean it disrespectfully, to her at least. He's just annoyed that Chandra has shit and is... he can't say shit either, because I bet he would probably have shit like that too if he could. Mm-hmm. But... yeah, no, he 100% didn't mean it for her.
Yeah.
It just came out that way.
It came
yeah,
out
okay.
annoyed at Chandra, but
Well,
she doesn't know you enough to
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Egan's just going to step back into the other room to pull out the sending stone to reach out to Caxus. Just kind of a quick, we made it to Abruptly. The signature you couldn't figure out is a lycanthrope infected with ichor. Do you have a remove curse scroll in the bunker?
You get back a lycanthrope infected. Wonderful. That is not ideal. Obviously, none of this is ideal. Sorry. And remove curse, I can look through the scrolls. I've been organizing the room more, and going through things so I know our resources. I can look, but I can't guarantee a yes or no.
All right. To make matters worse, the lycanthrope can make the ones it turns thralls to him. We managed to remove the ichor from my friend, still infected with lycanthropy. Keep me updated.
Yeah, goes that would explain the more normal but still odd signatures that were around there, because like you knew there was, but the singular source was what was worrying him. But he was like, that explains the other small sources. I will keep you updated. I think after this conversation we'll still have a little bit more.
A few minutes.
Yes, so after you learn more, contact me. We'll figure something out, and I will look for a scroll for your friend. However, I cannot promise. I am very sorry.
Ygin just sends back a quick thanks to kind of confirm he heard, and then put the stone away and come back.
Yeah, Luxori goes, if she got it, she didn't return. I didn't feel the rejection, but she
didn't get a message back.
Yes.
Okay, so what do we need to do to get ready? Gestures to the pack. I have everything I need, I think.
Well, it's a little difficult. We've faced lycanthropes before, but we don't know what rules apply here. But do you perhaps have silver weapons?
None of us have anything silvered.
I'm assuming my special short sword is not silver.
No.
Yeah.
At best, it would be fake silver plating.
Yeah. I doubt that it's, that special.
Yeah.
It might look nice, but...
We can try to gather some. We have a bit in, we've run into them before, but they're not anything overly special. You might be better off with your own weapons if they're magical, even if they don't do as much damage.
If you have any silver weapons to spare, it'd still be best for us each to have one.
Yes, well, Artie's not going out in the field, so...
If I just do magic, is that...
It should be fine. I feel like if you pierce or bludgeon or slash with something non-magical, non-silver, that would not work.
Okay.
But regular magic spells should be fine.
Yes, obviously there might be other things that it can handle, but
Ygin sword should be able to push through that as well with the flames and all.
well, at least the flames.
At least the fire
Yeah.
part, yes.
But I can get some of Artie's things, and if any of us have extra, Raiden, it's not like you really use weapons. That's true. It's just a dagger, but I have it in case something gets close, and we figured making it silver might as well.
Yeah, I don't want anyone to not have one on them. Artie, since she's not going to be in the field, is fine, but Raiden should keep his dagger on him.
Yeah.
Is this a danger of we leave RD here and she comes anyway?
I think someone might have to. I don't. Nickel.
Nickel can keep an eye on her, and I can tell Dono to stay here as well to keep an eye on her, and he can at least let me know if she comes.
Okay. Let me go get Artie's things, and anyone else take note of what you have. I know we have a lot of things, but Herlin, if you could just dig through the bag of holding and see what there is. They're a large adventuring group. They've got so much shit.
While they're all digging, Egan's just like, for now, this is what we need to do to go after Chandra right now, but if you even just have silver, I can take the knight and silver a few weapons.
I've got some silver pieces.
I would say if we're given time, if it doesn't happen till tomorrow, we should be able to, if we have the scroll, heal your friend.
Yes. Caxus doesn't know if he has a remove curse scroll. He's going through it, but he's not sure one way or the other if there's one in the bunker or not.
We can only hope he does.
And didn't you say something about in your dream about him not being able to really leave? Would he even be able to deliver it?
We can teleport back and come back immediately as needed.
He was able to send us some stuff without leaving as well.
Though it did burst into flames.
I'm sorry, what?
He's learning how to send inanimate objects. It's a whole thing. We're all still learning. I know that's not a very comforting thing.
Yeah, Raiden
but
goes, what can you use to instantly teleport? Like, not even the thing, homie. He's not asking. He's fascinated by the concept of the squishes because you guys aren't really elaborating on that, and you know Raiden's a bit of a nerd.
No. It's something he's been working on for the better part of 2 decades.
Fascinating. He must be brilliant.
Yeah.
For once, we're not disagreeing, Raiden. But
sorry, I know that's not important. I just would love to meet him.
just that a little bit of dread in Egan of, I don't want anyone to be friends with Raiden. Just a small little nugget deep inside of it.
See, Rokain put it as like, well, he's not going to come here, and you're not going there, so good luck.
But Luxoi goes to get Artie's items. Holland's digging through the bag.
I don't know how much is in there, but would it be simpler to just dump it out right now?
It might, but I would need help looking through it.
Of course.
Kind of just sighs, dumps it out. So much fucking loot. there's a fucking dismembered hand in here, and Monket just looks at it and goes, "Why did we? Oh yes, that was the whole thing with the mummy. Yes, we don't need that anymore." Why do we still have it?
Is it a mummy's hand?
No, there was a mummy's tomb, and you had to take the hand of one of the corpses. There was this whole puzzle, and you had to get the correct hand. If you got the incorrect hand, you'd fall in a pit of spikes. The typical.
Of course. As you do.
Yes.
I want to know more, but this is not the appropriate time to ask.
Point is, we don't need that hand.
Is there any sort of organization to any? No.
It's
Not in a bag of holding.
There's no such thing as organization
Well, I mean-
in a bag of holding.
No,
could get, like,
especially when you just dump it
containers
out.
and just put them in the containers. Then put the
Half the time we get the things
Ugh.
in the middle of a battle.
Zealous will help look through the stuff.
Yeah.
What am I looking
Egan's
for?
riffling.
Silver?
A silver,
Okay.
anything that is a weapon of silver, or even just that can be melted down by Ygin later to silver weapons.
Rokain's organizing it all.
Why?
That's
It
all
has to
just
go
gonna
back
get Egan back into the bag of holding.
He's just like, okay, yep. You guys are like, okay, I found this, and Rokain's just like, okay, give me this can go here.
It's all gonna have to get yeeted back in there.
I know, but it's at least in some kind of order.
Let the boy with vague OCD tendencies just do that so he's not completely overwhelmed.
Yeah, you
Sorting
do
through
that.
the stuff.
You have like a body parts pile because
Just like
there's the hand, which they've said they don't need.
So you could just throw it out.
at the end of whenever the body part. Do you guys need that? Can this
There
be
is
thrown
one
away?
that is just like a shrunken head, and when you pick it up, it's like, hey, put me down.
Okay, no, we're done.
Oh, hey, it's Charlie.
Nope.
You heard of Charlie?
Heard of Charlie. I've yet to meet Charlie.
There's
Still
Charlie.
riffling.
I think, yeah.
But go ahead and make me investigations checks. You'll find silver no matter what. It's just a matter of...
Can I offer the help action to Ygin as a
Yeah.
helping organize, not really rolling myself?
Thank you. Ooh.
Granted, my investigation isn't bad.
That's an 18 on the die for a 24.
I rolled a 2, so I got an 8.
Damn.
Yeah, I think what it is Zealous, there's so much shit, and it's not like you've seen a lot of... So like, you find something... Well, no, what I'm saying is it's hard to be like, oh, silver, oh, this is fake. That sort of thing. And there's just a lot of shit. So you keep picking things up, and then you're like, nah, this isn't what I thought. And that's the thing. Ygin, with your eye for materials, you're looking at it and you're like, that's silver, that's fake. And you manage to get it. You get a good supply of silver jewelry. Obviously, you'll ask later if some of these are magical and they don't want to be melted down.
No, yeah.
But things that can be melted down, you even just find one huge fucking cube of silver. It's like...
I'll take a silver ingot, yeah.
Yeah, not like...
Oh, damn.
A big ass cube.
Yeah, a big ass cube.
Like a foot by foot cube.
A foot by foot cube. And a part of you, obviously it's not the first thought, but there is a part that's just like, what was that?
It's so perfectly shaped.
It
Where
is,
did you
it's a
get it?
perfect cube.
Why was there just a perfect cube of silver somewhere? Do you know how much, how much this is worth, but also how many weapons you could make from just this?
And then you do find a silver short sword. Unfortunately, most of the silver they had that's not on them for backup weapons, is something to be melted down over weapons.
No, that's fine.
But there are some weapons. Mm-hmm. But silver short sword, silver glaive, and a silver pickaxe.
Interesting.
But those are the only weapons that do not belong to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
I might be able to use the glaive, technically.
You can technically use all of them,
Yeah.
yes, because you're a fighter.
I'm about to say, I don't think I can use any of them.
That just leaves the option for the short sword for you.
You can. I think you can technically use the short sword, can't you? No,
Nope.
you're a sorcerer. All
Yep.
you get's daggers. I'm sure Artie has a silver tacker you can borrow.
Daggers, darts, slings, quarterstaffs, and light crossbows.
Give him a silver fucking quarterstaff. Give him a metal bonking stick.
It's just like the grip on it is silver.
Could you imagine? Whack!
It's the cap of the staff is a
Yeah,
silver ball.
Yeah.
Bonk.
Monkek says, otherwise, everyone else has weapons, and Lexoi will be coming back with. And Lexoi is like, okay, got it. She had a silver dagger and 21 silver crossbow bolts.
All right.
How did she get so many? I asked her, and she just said, mind your business.
That sounds about right.
With that little smirk, but...
I can use the short sword and the pickaxe that we found in the bag of holding. Xelas needs the dagger.
Yeah, that'd probably be the thing I'm best
And
at.
the bow
I don't
bolts?
have a
crossbow.
crossbow, so Xelas might also need those just to have on hand.
I mean,
Unless
if
somebody
nothing
else
else,
uses a
you can...
crossbow.
Stab with them. What?
Unless somebody else has a crossbow, because I
No.
probably will be using
No.
magic.
I've got my
I have
bow.
a short bow.
Okay, kind of.
Thank you.
Just a sack of bolts to you.
Yeah. Though it does look, as you're looking through, it makes sense, like, Soy doesn't really use bow. There are a few that aren't, like, crossbow bolts. There are some that are, like, proper
Arrows.
so those could go to Ygin.
I was about to say, yeah, he'd sort those out, because he knows the difference.
there are 15 crossbow bolts, and then the rest are arrows.
You said 21, so that's 6 arrows.
Yeah, so not a lot, but it also makes sense for Udi, who is good with all bows.
You have your longbow, right?
Yes.
So yeah, I think Ygin will take 3 of the arrows and give you 3 of the arrows. So we each have a couple silver arrows, just in case.
And Xelas is going to dig out the crossbow, because he has not used that thing in a while. But dig that out and have it and bolts kind of ready to be at hand.
And I talked to Nickel. Nickel will stay in the room with Udi, unless obviously there's an emergency with the animals, but even then she wouldn't go far.
I'll talk to Dono before we leave and let him know to keep watch over her as well.
Okay, you
And
go do that, and then...
And then you get past the glaive, Rokain, and
It's
then
not my speciality, but it should work.
it's at this point, you don't have to use it first, but you need it on hand. And yeah, just kind of ducks back into Artie's room.
Hi, Ygin.
I don't know.
Artie's nice. Artie
Yes.
pets me a lot.
Artie is very nice, and that's why I was going to ask you to sit with her while we run out for a little bit.
You're leaving?
Briefly, we need to go after Chandra.
I
But
wish I could go with you, but I understand. Artie's hurt and needs me.
and like this is one of the few times Ygin actually does the mental telepathic connection. It's like, don't let her leave, and if she does, let me know she's leaving, please.
Got it.
As he's just like giving Dono some
And
little
anyone
scritches.
else who comes in this room, I'll kill.
Unless it's one of us or Nickel and Dime. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Those poor fucking random NPCs that are just like, oh, I got your water.
It's like maybe not kill, just incapacitate.
But they try to hurt Artie.
If they actively try to hurt Audie, then you can kill them. If they're just coming into the room, give them the benefit of the doubt.
Got it. Look, you say be good, dog.
Dono's
will be
all
good.
for that.
and Ygin appreciates that. Gives him a couple more little screechies. And
Yeah, Artie was kind of out of it, kind of opens his eyes. Oh, hey, good looking.
he gives like a really small smile and kind of brushes her hair out of her face. It's like, hello, Audie. You're going to stay here and rest up.
Oh, that sounds boring.
Well, you need it.
But I think my legs also don't work.
So, Dono's going to keep you company. So is Nickel.
I'm fine with Nickel keeping me company.
Of course you are. But we'll be back as soon as we can.
Okay. Don't die.
You as well. You stay put and stay safe.
And goes back to sleep.
Yeah, just kind of like pulls her blanket up a little better around her and heads back to the group.
Yeah, you head back. It's probably like because you had to look and because we're being thorough and things like that, I'd say it maybe has taken you 30, 45 minutes to be ready, but you've made good time, and you're all about to head out when suddenly the door is fucking kicked open. And there's Chandra dragging this unconscious, half-turned something, probably half-turned,
Lichen
of something. So someone who's not fully taken over, and you can see the ichor dripping like from their mouth and eyes, but clearly not fully a thrall. Yeah, not fully whatever they become under this thing's thrall. Kind of looks at Luxori. Don't ever doubt that I don't know what I'm doing again. And puts it in a chair. That can give us answers. And everyone just is kind of silent because she came in hot.
Yeah, Ygin is scowling, frankly. It's that jaw-clenched, brow-furrowed look again.
Yeah.
I think Rokain's mouth is like on the fucking floor, like, jeez, what the fuck?
I think Xelas is surprised, but then says, "Who is that?"
I don't know. One of them, obviously.
And you thought to bring it back here, to your safe house.
Incapacitated, not fully turned.
I mean,
and obviously we tie it up, we question it, and then we kill it.
Let's pull the
not an
ichor
it.
out first.
Yeah, Rokain, why don't you take care of that first, please?
Yeah.
We don't know if it will have any memories of its orders if you remove it.
Okay, well, it's still a person.
Chandra, stand down.
She looks like a very offended, like, you don't know the sort of things that it takes. This thing nearly killed Udi. We need information. I'm not saying don't fix it or whatever it has that you can do. I'm just saying keep it infected for now so it can tell us what we need to know. And if we can save the person underneath whatever this is, amazing, obviously. But if we can't, then we just kill it.
Still not an it.
Doesn't even acknowledge you, just staring straight at Ygin.
We've taken the ichor out of somebody else, and they didn't remember everything, but they remembered enough.
Yeah, just staring at Ygin.
Oh, she's gonna ignore him. Xelas is gonna kind of like elbow Rokain and gesture to do the glove.
You move to...
The moment I do, but I do have an idea if she tries to...
I was about to say, Ygin is all for this plan. He is stepping closer to Chandra, basically putting himself between her and...
I was going to say, if she lays hands on Rokain, Rokain's going to pull a card out of his sleeve.
He's basically putting himself between Chandra and this half-turned beast person.
Yeah, so if you make a move, go ahead and give me a stealth check with advantage, because Ygin is taking up...
Yeah.
A
He is
lot
a
of
large man, and she is staring into his soul.
That's a 19.
She's quite perceptive.
I'm going to say, it's not like he's trying to hide it, though.
Yeah,
willing.
but still, it's more like
If
once
she notices, then...
She has a +9. And she rolled a 5.
That's only a 14.
She is distracted.
Because Ygin had the balls to tell her to stand the fuck down.
The audacity and the balls. So, yes.
How dare they not
Can we
view this
get a
person
description
as-
of Chandra?
Oh, absolutely. I'm sorry. It was just this badass moment. Cody, go ahead and you describe her.
Chandra Leonani is a drow woman. She's roughly 5'11" with dark heather purple skin. She has thigh-length white hair that she keeps up in a high braided ponytail with these dark crimson, almost blood red eyes. She's very lithe, but clearly very strong. And right now looks like she wants to murder people, apparently.
But as you do that, as you step up to her, kind of seeing what your allies have planned, meet her blood red eyes, and also, you know, with that authoritative, pissed off, stand down, I will give you these.
Thank you. I've gotten 2 black stones and a white one since we've started session.
And as Rokain sneaks by her, not deliberately, that is where we'll go to break. See you soon.
Hey guys, we wouldn't be able to do this podcast without the support of our listeners. If you'd like to support us even more, you should head over to Patreon and check us out there at patreon.com/rollforfocuspodcast. You'll get all kinds of cool stuff like our hyperfocus episodes that release on our off weeks, where we talk about the episode and our thoughts and predictions about the future of the show, us playing games in and out of character. You can suggest an NPC or a magic item for Emery to give us in the world. There's some fun canon-adjacent shenanigans and backstory info you can find. And we have 2 mini-campaigns running. For patients and higher tiers, we have our first side tangent campaign called The Pilgrimage. Emery and I are running a Tales of the Valiant game where a beastkin war cleric of the trickster god Nakresh is on her very first official pilgrimage. What could go wrong? And Play to Your U tier gets our first off-topic campaign called Clean Slate. It's a quote-unquote blank sheet D&D campaign. What does that mean? You'll have to listen to find out. And we're enacting our very first Patreon stretch goal. When we get to 50 paid tier patrons, Emery is going to run a one-shot where we play a group of adventurers that run into the ancestors before they became the world-saving heroes we know now. Even more fun, patrons will be able to pitch character concepts we'll choose from to build our one-shot characters. You can join for as little as $1 a month, and every dollar we make goes right back into producing our podcast with the hopes we can improve and make it everything our listeners deserve. Thanks!
And welcome back. We're in the middle of a bit of a tense situation.
God, fucking intense.
Bitch.
But Rokain, you're...
I am going to remove the ichor from this person.
Which, what are they? You said they were half transformed, but what are the other half
It's
person?
almost
why?
impossible to tell.
Okay.
It's just ichor and bestial form, and hard to tell past that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this person is weakened, so you don't even...
Yeah, Chandra put the wallop on them.
And if anything, Ygin, you know this, knocking him unconscious...
It's worse.
Is dangerous, yeah.
Obviously, you don't know how the lichen stuff...
Works, but
Inexperience, knocking over not fully transformed...
could fully transform them, yeah.
Am I able to pull it out then?
You are.
Okay, so that means I have 2 charges left. I only have 1 now?
Yes.
Okay.
But does remove it. And now there is just...
Just a regular lycanthrope.
half transformed. Yeah.
Yeah, just a regular lycanthrope, half transformed, and now that the ichor is gone, it is clear to see that it is an elf of some description. Just seems to be a high elf.
They're conscious?
No, still unconscious. Chandra knocked him out. That was not ichor related.
You told us about when they get knocked out, they fully
Yeah,
transform.
when it was with Romaria, I think it was a don't knock her out, just take the ichor.
Mm-hmm.
Because the last time he did, it took over them entirely.
Yeah.
But yeah, you did then later explain
Yeah.
and everything, so...
So yeah, you know that it's a high risk.
Yeah.
You've never seen it not happen, but the hope was maybe it's a 50-50.
Yeah. It's just, I don't want to run that risk again. I don't know. It was the one time, but that was one time too many for Ygin.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like they'll be okay. At least ichor related.
Chandra whips her head around, looks back at you, and glares.
Ygin doesn't drop her eye. He meets her head on the whole time, but over his shoulder to them, it's like, go ahead and tie them up then. When they wake up, we can talk to them.
Xelas will tie up the person.
Make an intimidation check, Ygin.
I'm not trying to be intimidating, but okay.
It's sort of... she doesn't respect persuasion in this state. It would have to be a DC 17.
I got an 11.
Yeah, she is not cowed by
He's
you.
not trying to cow her. He's just showing her. He's not cowing to her.
Oh, yeah, no, and that's totally fine. It's just, she's not backing down, but she kind of gives a huff and goes, Raiden with me. And even Raiden looks, because again, they've seen her upset. This is another level. But it also makes sense. None of her people have ever...
Chandra, I understand you're angry about what happened with Artie. So am I. But you don't know exactly what you're dealing with. That's why we're here.
From what I understand, you don't really know what you're dealing with either.
More than you do.
I acquiesce to your expertise. And you can hear the air quotes.
Oh, yeah, no.
However, you must acquiesce to the fact that I have been in this life most of my life.
I'm well aware where you put adventuring on your list of priorities, Chandra.
Is there something you want to say to me?
Now's not the fucking time.
The look of just like, oh shit.
What are you thinking?
He's angry, obviously. It's anger that she is so obstinate. She will not give even an inch of maybe someone has more information than she does. Maybe someone has more experience, more knowledge than she does. She prefers being right
Over being right.
over having help.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And her throwing in his face how much longer she's been doing that. Yeah, he's well aware that her focus is doing this. And that's just an extra.
It's a
Salt
little
in
bit
the
of an
wound.
extra salt, but it does make you think of like Zora, no parents.
Absolutely.
What color stones have you been getting?
I just got another black one and a white one.
Nice.
You know, sitting there with that duality.
You know Chandra.
We know Chandra.
We know Chandra
You
part
know,
2.
you know the real Chandra too, at least who used to be the
Yeah.
real Chandra. And I feel like Ygin
the
has,
part that makes this all the worse, knowing
Yeah.
how she used to be.
yeah. And I feel like Ygin has, like, it's one of those, I don't think that person's gone, but I think it's buried. This might be the first time you're like, oh, that's
That's just gone.
That's just gone.
She is beyond help at this point.
Yeah, but you also have never seen her quite like this, but you know her enough, and you've seen her get this obstinate before. Again, never to this, but so I think Ygin knows, without any insight because his relationship with Chandra, the best way to get her to stop making things difficult and stop trying to be right is A, acknowledge, even if you don't mean it, yes, you have experts here, you know that you need to make the hard choices, blah, blah, blah. So, a little flattery, but also give her a task and not something that is obvious, like, oh, go do this, and it's clearly just bullshit, menial task. If you give her a task that she deems important enough to do, and it's like, oh, you should do this, then she'll still be this way, but she will at least
Have something else to focus
have
on.
something else to focus on and be out of your fucking way. Instead of, because otherwise, while she will let you do what you need to do, she will continue to try to take over this situation.
No, yeah. And like, yes, Ygin is aware of that right now. He's just so fucking angry himself. He cannot stroke her ego right now.
No, that's fair.
He doesn't have the stomach for that right now.
So yeah, I do think it's like Soi who tries to do that part. Kind of goes up and says, Chandra, we know you know what you're doing. Clearly you don't think so.
She sent to you for us. Stop punishing her for trying to act like part of a team, Chandra.
Rokain kind of shrinks a little bit.
No one's ever seen angry Ygin before. This is first time for everyone.
He's the one that forced the fucking well, not forced the sending, but suggested it. So he's like, yeah, oops. My mistake, my bad.
Xelas are just like, yes, this is...
Wow.
Yeah!
Adventurers aren't all their cracks.
Rokain also had the small thought of, damn, is this what I sound like?
You can't help but notice the superiority complex is a little similar.
Yeah. He's like, yikes.
This is a mirror I didn't want to look into today after everything.
But clearly, like Zoe's usual method of peacekeeper is not going to work. Whatever she said in that sending, because you don't know her exact words, Chandra took as a personal slight. So Monkek can usually talk some sense into her, and of course Raiden is great at flattering her, but he also looks stunned at this moment. Like, you can see, not being taken off, but those rose-colored glasses kind of need to be...
They've slipped down his nose a bit. He's looking over him at the moment.
You can see him trying to make excuses in his head and almost rejecting those excuses and then trying to find a new one. So if you wanted to look to either of them and Harlan could too, but Harlan is
dealing with their own stuff, given this is their home.
And also in this state, the last few years, Chandra has gotten more and more dismissive to Harlan's contributions. So you don't know if their words would truly hold any weight. They could probably cow Chandra if they
tried.
But
that's kind of a last resort thing.
Yeah.
We don't need our barbarian intimidating the leader. Well, if we want our captive awake and helpful, their wounds need to be tended to. And that Ygin will finally turn away from Chandra.
Yeah.
It probably comes off kind of dismissive, frankly.
Yeah.
I'm done dealing with you. I have more important shit to do.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me roll for something.
Oh, no.
It's not what you think.
Okay.
Like Sori goes to heal, and Chandra just runs up and smacks this person awake. And she's a monk, so
that's a hard smack. I think that's the first time Ygin properly growls. Like, there is an annoyed snarl that rumbles out of him.
Close to that person?
I was going to say, Xelas would, interpose if he realizes what
you
Chandra's
are close.
doing.
You just...
Cool. I would 100% use my interception ability to
Okay, let me
block
actually
that attack.
roll her...
I will take that damage. I don't care.
You will take it? Okay.
And Xelas was right there because he was tying the person up.
That's
so.
fair, yeah.
He's not
She's
angry
also
enough.
super fast monk.
That is true. That is true. That's why I'm saying. But if he can,
only because of what your fighting style
Yeah.
is why I'm allowing this. Not the
It is
you
a
were close,
reaction.
so it's possible.
Yeah.
It is the
It's
fact that that's a reaction, but otherwise it'd be like, no, Chandra is too fast. You can't stop this. So what you want to do is...
Oh, it's technically I deflect 1d10 plus.
Damn.
But you are willing to take the full damage.
I would be willing to, absolutely.
Okay, if you are willing to take the full damage...
I will 100% try to mitigate the damage, but if I can take the full damage, well. Fucking
Sorry.
hits me one shot.
No.
86
She's got,
HP.
a D8 or a D10 for her martial arts die at this point?
Yeah.
I was about to say, D8 sounds too low for how high level they're supposed to be.
Yeah. I think Amtajar just got to a D8 at level 8.
I don't high level monk often. I don't remember what a
It
level
is a
15
D8 right now.
I don't remember what a level 15 monk gets.
I would have thought a D10 by that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think D10's the max a monk can have, so that's why.
Okay.
You take 12 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, do you want me to go ahead and roll the D10 to see if I can...
I'm just gonna let this... block it?
Yeah, it's either you lower it and the captive gets the leftover, or
I
you just take
it.
all
That's
of it.
fine. I'll just take it. As I just swiftly step into place.
And there was a...
You said 12?
Yeah. And there was a bruise forming right away because she knows how to punch and make it hurt.
Yeah, as soon as that happens, Xelas is like, what the fuck is your problem? Getting up there beside Rokain defensively.
Yeah.
You need to cool off, Chandra.
Make a persuasion check. With advantage.
Boom, that shows Rokain's character change.
23.
Nice.
Because, yeah, Chandra... She's not acting like it right now, but she is usually a very composed...
Level-headed person, yeah.
level-headed person,
She's
even
pragmatic,
if cold.
yeah.
So she takes a breath, gives you a curt nod, and walks out.
Fucking nothing for Rokain.
It wasn't supposed to be you. You got in the way.
Yeah,
that's
it's your fault
Yeah.
you got hurt. But yeah,
As
after
soon as she's gone, what the fuck is her problem?
us and being proved wrong, being proved she doesn't know exactly what the fuck is going on right now.
And having people actually push back against her, says Holland.
And she's not used to me being one of those people, not to this degree. Are you alright, Rokain?
I'm fine. I get it.
You do see a solid boost.
No, yeah. He does reach and, like, give you a solid squeeze on the shoulder. Both an apology that Chandra won't give and a comfort. Like,
Rokain weirdly understands her thought process, but now is not the time.
Do you
not
want
when
a
people are in danger.
potion?
No.
You sure?
This will be fine. Other people are in danger. And he will actually turn to the person and cast his cure wounds that he has.
yeah, while that's happening, finally does turn to look at Lexori. Are you alright, Lexori?
I'm fine. I should have chosen my words more carefully. I know how.
There's a dismissive snort from Ygin at that.
Rokain will also turn and apologize to her.
How does he do so?
I think it's just a sorry for suggesting that.
You didn't know. I didn't know.
Seems like I don't know a lot.
I don't think she should be reacting like that if all we were doing was checking in on her. That seems...
I got a white stone.
Aw.
Oh, actually,
Oh, was that going to be a clear? Oh, I got 2?
you defended someone and
yes.
took their full damage, and then you admitted that you didn't know something. And apologized to someone.
That's fair.
That is a selfless act in Rokain world.
Do you always need to walk on eggshells around her?
Not always, no. Like, we have to sometimes, make sure that it's not so much eggshells as sometimes we know certain words set her off more than others.
That's
Nice.
eggshells.
That'll be 9 healing. I rolled max.
Very nice.
But gives a nod, and Monkek goes, usually she listens to reason.
I also feel like there's a pause for a moment.
I think Raiden goes, wait, the Ichor stuff. Couldn't she be infected? That would explain her attitude.
She could be. I don't know if she is. She'd have to let us try to draw something out to see.
Egan's biting his tongue really fucking hard because his knee-jerk was, she could also just be being a raging bitch right now, but...
That was his thought?
That was his thought.
But you keep it quiet?
For now, yeah.
Is it a black one?
And
Oh,
a
no, it's a black and white.
A black and white one.
I feel like there's a pause for Rokain. Is like, is that what I sound like?
Not quite to that degree, but sometimes, yes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I think Egan does let out a shocked laugh at that. Like, it's not funny, but he wasn't expecting that. So he does just start laughing.
I think Zell just blinks in surprise that Rokain even said that. I'm like, oh.
In my D&D game.
We'll give
Like,
Rokain
sorry.
a pat as well. It's like, but yeah, not nearly that bad.
Like, Sori moves to give you a hug. Both for herself and for you.
No, he hugs her really tight and just squeezes her against him.
But yeah, if she is infected, she has to let us try to see if we can draw it out. There's not any obvious signs that I can see right now.
But she'd never let something like that happen to her, so why would she let us try to pull something that's not there out? And yes, Egan does say that, 100%.
I mean, it's not gonna hurt her if we try.
I'm aware of that.
Yeah, but it'll probably end up hurting one of us. More so her hurting one of us.
I think trying to
It's one of those, it's like looks between... Raiden will have to be the one to suggest we make sure she's not infected from her fight.
I can do that. I can talk to her now. Like
That
When it comes
that
to
is a risk that is up to you to take.
I would say when it comes to stuff like this, usually whenever I'm kind of motions like that, I need time to cool off. Might not be the best, but she's not me.
Monkit goes, we should focus on waking up this person gently.
They might just need some... You did some... What did you do, Rokain?
I did just a cure wounds, just a quick little heal.
And it looks like it did help, says Lexoi, because she has an eye for that sort of thing. But right now, it's just...
They'll need time to recuperate.
They were knocked out. That's no matter, even if you're not on death's door, if you're knocked out.
Especially by someone like Chandra.
We could coax them awake, smelling salts, gentle pats on the face. Chandra's method likely would have worked to wake them up.
Or knocked him out even further. I don't really know anything about gestures to person, the lycanthropy thing. Is there anything we can do to get him out of that?
That would take the same thing we're trying to do for...
I think your friend means the hath shifted.
Yeah.
At least
that.
unshift them.
Maybe when they awake, they can do it themselves.
Okay.
It's not a full moon, but lycanthropes can usually control that but they're new, they were weird.
Feel free to disagree, but I think given we were rushing out to make sure Chandra didn't get herself killed, we don't have to rush out anymore. We can take the time for them to recuperate somewhat more naturally.
Yes.
If they're not awake by later this evening, then we can wake them up.
Just she doesn't go running out again.
One problem at a time.
I think, again, surprising everyone, Helen goes, if she wants to get herself killed, let her.
Ygin does not agree, but does not disagree.
Yeah, Lexoi looks surprised because that's not a Harlan thing to say. Harlan is a gentle person,
But
despite
the being a barbarian, yeah.
out of her age, a very gentle person, and also just soft-spoken, and like when they speak, yes, it's important, but also not aggressive.
Oh, yeah. I think Ygin does kind of circle around to them and give them a nice solid, like, shoulder pat, shoulder squeeze.
Kind of gives you a nod and then looks at you. You're a good leader.
Thank you. I wouldn't say I am the leader, but we do our best to work together.
And I think they say that in very rough Geedle.
Aww. Then Ygin gets a little smile at that. It's like, you're getting better.
Kind of smiles. Like, definitely got one word wrong. Instead of you are a good leader, it was probably like you is good leader.
Yeah.
And the accent
Is
better
rough.
than it once used to be, but rough.
But I got the point, and they're trying, and that's sweet, so Ygin just smiles and gives them another squeeze.
And yeah, Vaden looked shocked. Like, Suri looks surprised but understanding, because again, this is Harlan's home. Not like their village, but their village could be gone or next.
No, yeah.
They have no way of knowing. So they're kind of in a Schrodinger's box of if they even have a family anymore.
No, yeah.
Not to add to more problems, but we still need to have our talk.
Let me get you all set up in a room. You'll have to share. There's only so many rooms, and
That's
Nichols.
not a problem.
And a lot of them were taken up by animals. Understandably.
No, that's fair.
Are we doing this talk right now?
I was about
Well,
we
like,
I think we're at
Sorian's
the
like,
end
I
of-
should at least bring you to your rooms, and you can decide what you want to do.
Yes.
It just seems right that since we have the time, I bring you somewhere to put your stuff, if nothing else.
Thank you, Lexori.
Yeah.
We can take the minute to get settled, and we can have our talk once we're in our room.
All right.
She leads you to a room. It's quite spacious. It has 4 cots in it. Definitely gonna be not the most comfortable.
My feetsies are gonna be hanging off the
I
edge.
think Lexori looks at that, leaves. No, doesn't leave. Just takes another cot since you're not using all of them. Puts it at the bottom of one. That should help.
Thank you. Sorry.
It's still a little too thin, but
No, she gets another hug and just like a kiss to the top of her head.
she smiles and leaves you all alone. I think that is where we will end our episode.
Wow.
This is such a nice, calm, wonderful.
Everything is fine. Cafe on fire. This is fine.
But thank you so much for joining us. We hope you had just as much fun listening as we had playing. I don't have anything to shout out right now. So remember,
Play
to your you.
Bye.
Bye.
Jam.
Hey guys, if you're a fan of all things TTRPG related, which I know you are because you're listening to us, you should go check out Crescent Moon Alchemy Co. Michaela and Ryan put all their love into their products, and a portion of each order goes to help support green initiatives. They've got a bunch of cool stuff like potion bottle dice rollers, fidgets, shirts, mugs, and an amazing backpack with more than enough room for all your adventuring gear, and so much more. We're super excited to be ambassadors for them. So go to crescentmoonalchemyco.com/RFF15 and use code RFF15 for 15% off your first order. Do you want a shirt or a poster with your favorite Ouroboros boy on it? Maybe a mug with the Ouroboros symbol? Your very own special depression blanket? Maybe a journal with Thiel's Magpie Shop logo? We have all of that and so much more in our merch store. You can find it at ttrpgswag.com/pages/roll4focus. 50% of all profits go straight to us, and 50% go to TTRPG Swag for hosting and helping. Make sure to check it out. Thank you for listening to Roll for Focus. Make sure to rate and review wherever you listen. Episodes are edited and transcribed by the Roll for Focus team. Character art is by Miedek. She can be found at linktree/Miedek. That's MEDEKH. Intro-outro music is The Last Dragon by Alex Bass. Background music is by Christopher Galavan. You can follow all our socials, which can be found on our website, rollforfocus.com, or in our link tree. If you want to do more to support us, you can make donations at our Ko-fi or subscribe to our Patreon for as little as $1 a month for all sorts of goodies like access to character sheets, games in and out of character, mini campaigns, shoutouts at the end of the episodes, and more.
Hey everyone, thank you all so much for all the support you give. We especially want to thank our patrons, like those who have found enlightenment and know that it's best to play to your you, like Luchik and MN House of Cats. Thank you guys so much. We couldn't do this without you.